Good evening. What are the reasons that bring in immigrants here to the United States? That's the topic of tonight's Specs Howard. Specs Profile. Good evening, I'm Katherine Kakish, and this is Specs Profile. What is it that brings immigrants to the United States? What is it about the United States that we Americans may not realize that we have? Tonight we have Kayed Al-Masarwa, who is a computer systems specialist. I believe I got the title right. I'm not sure.
It is.
I understand, Kayed, that you've been in the United States for the last 2.5 years now.
Right.
Only. What are you doing now?
Actually, I moved to the United States, as you just mentioned, 2.5 years ago. And before that, I came for a visit. I think I stayed here for a month, and I went back home. The reason for that, as my wife was working her master's degree in chemistry, and she was still going to school, so I have to be with her. After she done, actually, I moved here, and she followed me like 6 months later. I used to work for a subsidiary for the IBM company back in Jordan as a system engineer. What we mean basically by system engineering is that we do design of computer systems, starting from a single PC to the huge systems, interconnected, like they call them LANs or WANs, which is local area networks, and wide area networks. I moved here, and I remember
But it seems to have been a very good job back in.
Yeah, exactly. I had that good job there. I was exposed to lots of latest technologies, let's say, in the computer, but it's still limited. Nothing you can find there like what you find in the United States. In this country, we are actually at the top level of the technology, so I can't even compare. I was lucky that I was working for an IBM, let's say, agent there, but nothing, as I said, like working here. Here, what I do as a system engineer, I do consulting work for the company I'm working for, and I do support for a big number of clients, like hospitals, like companies, like the 500 Fortune companies. This is the type of clients that we're working with. As I said, it's a very good opportunity I have here to get exposed to this big number of companies, and at the same time, as I just mentioned, the latest technology. I enjoy that, and I'm really happy to be having this job.
Yes, of course. But is it only the technological opportunities available in the United States that made you come here, that actually brought you to that level of decision? Immigrating is not an easy thing, I understand.
Right. Yeah. When you immigrate from any place to another place, you're actually leaving behind you lots of things. You're leaving some kind of a history, family, lots of times, friends, and things that you probably grew up with. So it's not easy to leave this stuff. But immigrating to the United States is attractive. The reason for that, for me as a person and for my family, it's very attractive. The reason for that is the system is built in a way that for any newcomer here, if you work hard or if you work the way anybody should work, if you do a good job, you will get the benefits that you deserve. And this is a thing, I don't know about the United States, people that never probably been out of the United States, they probably think that this is the case all over the world. I was just talking to a friend probably 10 minutes ago, and he was asking me whether Jordanians play baseball, for example, and whether they are skiing. And apparently, as I said, just like most of the American people think that these things are available all over the world, but actually it's not. Being an American is a privilege in itself, because you have everything you want And at the same time, if you want to have more, there is always an opportunity to have more. So I like to have this chance, and I like to have actually this chance available for my kids. So I want them to grow up here and to live the system here.
How many children do you have?
I have two boys. One of them is 2 years and 8 months old, and we have a new one, which is a month and a half.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
He was born the 19th of July this year.
Of course, he was born here in the United
He was
States,
born,
a
he's
U.S.
an American,
citizen.
right.
Well, we're going to take a break right now, and immediately after the break, we'd like to talk more about immigration and why you like the United States. So stay with us.
My dad used to say, anything worth having is worth working for. It wasn't enough for him to put a roof over our heads and food in our mouths. He was determined my brothers and sisters and I would go to college because he never had the chance to. Sometimes he'd work 10, 15 hours a day, and it seemed like every Friday we'd go to the bank and buy U.S. savings bonds for college. By the time I turned 18, there was money for me to go to college, and for my brothers and sisters when they were ready. Thanks to my mom and dad, and to U.S. savings bonds, which is why I use some of every paycheck to buy U.S. savings bonds for our kids' college education.
If college is in your child's future, make U.S. savings bonds part of your present. Get them where you work or bank.
Good evening. If you've just joined us, this is Specs Profile. Tonight's topic, the United States through the eyes of an immigrant. Tonight's guest is Kayed Al-Masarwa. Kayed, earlier you were talking a little bit about the opportunities available here in the United States, which are very attractive, you believe, to immigrants and to most people from third world countries. But I felt that you were talking a little bit about the luxury side, what people can have here in the United States. But I'm sure it's not just luxury that brings people over here. Can you tell us about the other side of opportunities, which you feel are very important?
Right. Probably I did not mean exactly only the luxury parts of coming to the United States. And to correct something that I probably misspoke if I said just for the third world people or for third world countries.
Well, actually, I put those words in your mouth.
Right. Actually, the United States, I believe, it's very attractive even to the highly developed part of the world, like Europe, like East or West Europe. The reason for that is the structure of the population and the system itself allows or gives the chance to anybody, whatever was your original nationality, okay, to get the education, if you want to pursue that, to get your chance in business, if you want to pursue that, to get chance in anything. It's not only the luxury thing. Actually, the main advantage, as I see it, is the system itself, the Constitution, the basic laws and regulations in the United States is the main thing which is attractive to everybody.
And I understand you can't wait to become a U.S. citizen. When will that happen?
Yeah, hopefully within the next 2 months.
And I know that you're waiting very keenly for that so that you can become politically involved here in the United States.
Right. Actually, I like to be a citizen which participate in making things happen in the country I live at, whatever. I'm glad that I'm in the United States, but even when I was back home, I also was participating in all these things that affect the way the country goes. Of course, as a person, I can't do nothing on my own, but I am actually enthusiastic to do campaigning and helping people that I believe they are having the correct ideas for the future of the United States, because I believe once I myself become a U.S. citizen and my kids are already U.S. citizens, the future of the United States is actually my future and my kids' future.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you were talking a little bit about campaigning, so you do believe that an individual can make a difference?
An individual actually is the one who makes a difference.
And should make that difference?
And should make that difference if they have the right well and view of how things should work.
Uh-huh. And so you're going to be involved in campaigning, which is a reflection of the democratic process here in the United States.
Right.
What would your comments be concerning our democratic process? What are the pros and cons to this process as you see it?
Probably it's one of the greatest aspects of the system in the United States is it's built around this democracy, which is everybody has the right to make things happen. They call it to vote, but it's actually to make things happen, to change things. That's one of the greatest things. The thing, probably the thing which is not sometimes misused. A lot of people do not go. That's what I noticed for the last 2 or 3 years. A lot of people do not participate in this thing. They do not actually practice their freedom to vote and to make things, you know, better and change.
Well, I think I'm going to have to interrupt you here. We're running out of time, but I wish you all the luck and hope to see you in the campaigning process once you do become a U.S. citizen.
Very soon,
Okay,
hopefully.
Masarwa, thank you very much for taking time out and coming here to Specs Profile and being a guest on this program.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you very much. Well, that concludes this edition of Specs Profile. Join us again next week. Thank you.